We're back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. Until the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. Until the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. Now, here we are with Wish Stock ContextLogic Inc. It continues to fight and try to stay above all-time lows. Today it hit an all-time low, but before we jump into this chart, I want to share with you guys the home run of the day, which was spectacular, almost reaching 300% plus on the day, guys. We're going to look at it together, and then we're going to jump into Wish Stock and everything about it moving forward. So the home run of the day was spectacular, guys, and it was an individual stock. But before we focus on that stock, the true home run is the growth of the community, guys, because this home run came from the community and all the investors are learning and growing together, maximizing opportunities through the volatility of the market. And before we look at that stock, I just want to say the community has grown so much, and this is something you can become part of as well. I want to invite you to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. If this is something that interests you, check it out, and we look forward to having you join us. So these are the stocks I mentioned, and then we're going to talk about the home run of the day. So I talked about LMFA and MDGS. Now, this was low on volume. If it didn't pick up, I wasn't going to follow it, but LMFA gave small jumps of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%, a realistic expectation in the current market conditions. Now, the home run of the day was mentioned in the morning before 9:30, just a few minutes, and it was VRPX, FDA approval. Now, even though it just said FDA approval here in this message, investors quickly started brainstorming together to find more information on this stock, and they were watching it towards the bell. And as soon as it got halted, everyone was notifying each other in the chats and then also following it very closely, to the point that this home run was spectacular. I mean, we had investors making 10%, 20%, and even sharing how much they profited in numerical numbers, guys. So this was a phenomenal opportunity, and it came from the community. So before we focus on VRPX's chart, I want every single investor and viewer to be aware, watching this video, that today's home run is not an individual stock, but the whole entire community itself together, guys. And that is what it's all about. And that, for me, is a true home run. So this home run hit nearly almost 300% at its highest point. And the reason why it ran up so high is because it has a technology that just got FDA approved that can inhibit the spread of viruses. It's not specific what viruses, but it's a technology that is game-changing when it comes to the spread of viruses and inhibiting them from spreading. And this came from the community itself. That makes it altogether a home run that is spectacular beyond what we can see in the charts, if not the growth within the community. And a community you can join if you're interested. The link is down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us, and let's jump into the charts. So here we are with Wish Stock ContextLogic Inc., WISH stock, and the stock continues to try to hold itself up from hitting new all-time lows, and the stock actually bounced right off the new all-time low of 657. I've talked about how important it is to watch between 650 and $6. If it was to break through 650, it got really close to it, bounced off of it, and ran nearly 10% plus to the highest point that it reached today. And the stock continues to fight within this channel. Right now, the fact that it's staying within this channel and consolidating is a true sign of strength. But if this goes anywhere more south from up here and even lower to the downtrend, hitting that 650 or between 650 to $6, we're going to have to watch this very, very carefully, because it could go into further weakness and it could start losing steam pretty fast, guys, because this has an analysis price target rating to the low side of $5, right? That's the lowest analysis price target rating, and the highest right now is between $15 to $19. So that is something to be aware of. That is something to keep in mind, and that is something to actually continue to follow carefully, right? Because we are at the bottom right now, but this has not found a bottom just yet, because it keeps on touching newer bottoms. And the question is, will there be another new bottom? Because the stock right now, from up here to down here, has moved slowly downwards. The question mark is, will it slowly move downwards and then peak up again and do another little peak here and continue that downward trend? And that's why we want to watch this very carefully between $6.50 and $6 to see if there's some strength to stay away as far as possible from the $5 range, anything between $5 and $5.99. Does anyone think that's really going to happen, or that is just a very bearish over exaggeration of that analysis price target? Because I think it possibly is already priced in here on this big pullback beyond earnings, because from $9 all the way to $6, that's a $3 difference. Earnings could have probably affected it $2, $2.50, and that extra $1.50 is coming from that very negative downside analysis price target. So I'm not saying it's impossible to go towards 5, but I feel like even though we've seen this big pullback, and yes, it could probably fight between $6.50 to $6, I think that this has still some strength here, and it won't go towards the 5s unless that analysis price target is pricing in a possible pullback of the overall stock market beyond what we've seen here because of earnings and the negative analysis price target ratings being downgraded, because there's still a lot that have been downgraded, but they're still pointing to the upside from these current levels. So that is something to be aware of, and that is something to watch. Well, let's go ahead and see here what's important. We already know 650 is important. Today's low is 657, and before getting to 657, there's a new support level here to watch this very carefully, and that's 686. I would watch how it reacts between 686 and 657, and then obviously 650 and so forth down to $6, how it's reacting within those areas, and if that even happens. Now to the upside, we want to go ahead and look here at the first resistance level, and it's the highest point reached in the day, and that is up here at 730, guys. 730 needs to be broken through and turn into a support, so this can push upwards to newer highs and new resistance levels. And the highest point we've seen in this bearish sideways action after that big pullback is right up here at 785. That would be the key level for the bulls to break through to then get closer to $8 and continue the bullish trajectory to the upside and continue to push up with momentum. Now, the stock has shown a lot of strength because every time it gets into the 6s, it runs right back up. And to me, it seems like there's some big players every time this is sitting around the $6 range that are loading up the boat, and then they unload some of it, or others are unloading when it comes back up. But there are some big players taking advantage of this area, because both times it touched it, look what happened. It ran. It touched it right here. It ran. And yesterday, it was a little bit above those levels, and nothing really made it run. Just this little exit right here, this little area. So super important to be aware that every time it's hitting the 6s, especially 650, 660, 670, there's some big whales loading up the boat, causing these big moves. And also keep in mind volume. I've told you guys this before. Watch volume very carefully. As long as it's below average volume, it's not really going to push too much up to the upside. Remember, this day that it ran so much, the average volume was around 50 to 70, and this had almost 200 million in volume. So the days that start picking up and going beyond average volume and picking up not with outflow but inflow, this stock may pick up with a reversal or some momentum to the upside, and we're going to have to watch and see how the bulls are reacting. As always, guys, if you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.